Hi everyone, this is Anson from AnsonAlex.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to embed your Twitter feed on your website. Twitter has recently made this a lot easier to do, and it definitely helps increase the traffic within your website and your social media following. So I hope this tutorial helps and enjoy it. Okay, so here we are on my website, and I first want to show you what our final product is going to look like here. If I scroll down my site a little bit, in my sidebar on the right, you'll see I have this feed from Twitter with all of my tweets on it, and from this area a user could follow me, they could click on a link in one of my tweets, they can scroll through all of my tweets, and the cool thing about this is when you get to the bottom of this scroll bar, you have the option to load more. So I actually used to use a different option for embedding tweets on my website, but the user could only see about 3 or 4, and that was the end of it. So with this, if the user just doesn't like the first few that they see, or they just want to keep looking and keep looking, they can continue to look at your tweets right from within your website. And then of course down here at the bottom, they have the option to tweet directly at you. So I could go ahead and tweet myself. So it's a really cool feature, and it's really easy to set up. So let's take a look. In order to set this up, we need to go to Twitter. And once we are on the Twitter website, if you click on, you're going to have to create a Twitter account. Hopefully, if you're embedding tweets in your website, you've already got a Twitter account. So go ahead, log into your Twitter account, and then on the website, go ahead and click on the gear icon here at the top right, and go to Settings, down here towards the bottom. And you'll notice that you're brought to your account settings where you can customize all your name and your time zone and that sort of thing. But over here on the left, if you scroll down to this section called widgets, we're going to find what we're looking for. So I click on widgets, and you can see I have one because I've already created a widget, but you probably don't have anything listed here. So what you need to do is go ahead and hit create new. And from this screen, we can choose a bunch of different types of widgets. We could create a list of our favorite tweets. We could just create a list of tweets based on category or something similar to that. Or we can create our user timeline, which is what we want to do. So down here, you can have some options that you can customize. Obviously, you want your Twitter username in here. You can choose whether you want to show replies or not. So replies are basically when somebody tweets me and I give them an answer, do I want to show that in my timeline or not? So that's up to you. You can see if I uncheck this, you'll see that a few other tweets are in here where I replied to some people. They were kind of commenting on my content. I decided for the time being that I don't want replies in there, but that's up to you. You can change the height of the app. Now you'll notice that there's no place to choose the width. The width will actually be done automatically for you depending on where you put this in your website. So you can choose your height, and by default you can see it's 600 pixels, but remember this scroll bar is always going to be over here on the right, so if you don't have room for this to take up 600 pixels worth of space, you could make this 300 pixels. And I'm not sure if it's going to show us in the preview. Yeah, you can see it shrinks it up here to a smaller size. So you can choose how you want to do that. You can choose a theme for your widget. They kind of have a light and a dark theme. You could change the link color. I'm not going to show you that here, but you can see by default it's blue. I kind of like that. And then you can also choose which domains you want this to work on. That means that not everybody can embed a feed from your Twitter in their website. Now, if you have somebody that wants to do it and you think it's cool and you want to give them permission, you can go ahead and add their domain in this list here. But for now, I just want my website, and then example.com is the website used if you're just taking a look at your website with local files on your computer if you're doing web development. If you're unsure of what that means, you can just leave that in there, you're safe with it, or you can delete it out. That's up to you. And then when you're done, you can go ahead and hit this create widget button down here at the bottom, and you're going to get this code down here. It's a whole bunch of HTML code. So what you want to do is you just want to copy this code, and you're going to paste it in the back end of your website wherever you want this widget to appear. So just to show you how I do it, because I use WordPress for my website, I just access the widgets section of my WordPress backend under appearance and widgets, and then I just added a text field over here that supports HTML, and I pasted the Twitter code in. So you can see this is my Twitter code. I've already pasted it. I'm not going to do that again. And if you actually understand how HTML works, you can kind of take a look and see what's going on here. You can see the CSS class is coming from a Twitter-timeline It's referencing my actual Twitter feed for the link here. And you've got just all the information, the JavaScript information. You don't have to worry about that. But when we actually save this and look at it on our website, here's what it looks like. And remember, I did not specify the width of this widget. So you can see when I created it on Twitter, it looked a lot wider and a lot bigger. But when I put it on my website, it just made it as wide as the container that it's in. There's no horizontal scroll bar, which I absolutely hate. So I'm glad that isn't here. And somebody can now read all of my tweets right from my website. And it's definitely going to help increase your social media exposure and traffic within your website, because for me, this almost serves as another place for people to see articles. They're on my homepage, they're looking at my featured articles, my most recent articles, and then all of a sudden, I've got the articles that I'm tweeting down here as well. So they might scroll down and say, oh, smartphone usage statistics, that looks cool, let me click on that. And then they'll actually go to one of my articles through my Twitter feed on my own website. So it's just another avenue for you to drive traffic on your website. So I really hope this video helped. If it did, I would really appreciate a like here on YouTube. And if you want to see more technology tips and tutorials, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's all I have for you today. This is Anson from AnsonAlex.com.